Alright, good morning everybody. Wednesday, May 13th. Gonna try and do a video for you guys today. 2 red barns down to Fogelsville and a van up to Hazelton. Gotta make this quick because the mechanics are around. We had to have some work done on the truck, and we're getting ready to roll on out of here. We'll talk to you on the way up to the barn, or at the barn as it were. So alright, we're gonna get going here in a few minutes. So making our way to the red barn. It is 9:07. We got a little bit later of a start this morning because, like I said, there are a few minor issues that needed to be addressed with this truck. One of them was the CB radio. It ain't working right. Tried to get them to look at the wiring and the coax, and I think there's something deeper wrong with this thing. Now, I don't use the radio, but my night shift partner likes to use it, so she was trying to get one that works and thought the radio was bad, but there's something in the internals in the truck that aren't 100% right, because now this particular radio, unless it doesn't work either, is worse than the one that we had in the truck. Every now and again we could hear something and talk to somebody, but it was sporadic. This one tried to talk across the parking lot to the mechanic after we had worked on it, and it didn't work at all, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't use the radio, not on these local trips. It doesn't much pay, but she likes to use it at night, and maybe it is more beneficial at night, but nonetheless, it's not working properly, and I am not going to put my high-dollar, high-power radio in here if there's a problem with the coax. I'd have to buy my own coax and my own antenna mount and run it out the door, but then you run the risk of pinching the coax over time and then burning up the radio anyway, because the SWRs get all out of whack. So I don't know what to do as far as the radio is concerned. But so anyway, making our way up here. Hopefully nobody's here and we can load right away, but if somebody's here, then they're here, is what it is, and we just go with the flow, no pun intended. Alright, so we're here and we're loading, and I guess if there's one modification I wish they would do to this place is that they would remove that wall and just leave the concrete pad there as a low curb, that we could not have to worry about getting too close and hitting the wall and knocking it over, because as you can see, a few people have hit it and have broken it. And so when I back in here, I try to be real gentle, and then sometimes I'm too far away and have to push it closer in. So the wall really doesn't serve any kind of useful purpose except to maybe cause a problem if we bump it and break it and knock it over. So I wish we had a curb set up like we do out well in the woods. It's just high enough to prevent you from backing into the building, but it's not so high to either knock a wall over or you tear the mud flaps off your truck. So it works out pretty good. So I kind of wish they would make that modification here and get rid of these walls. There's one there where I'm backed up, and then there's one over on this other pad here. And if you get too close to them and bump them, you can certainly just snap it right off and break it, and then there's a problem. So I wish they would remove them outright and just put a curb in and make things just one less headache. I mean, not that it's really a major concern, but they're not useful. Looks like they were intended to be bumped because there are rubber bumpers on them, but if you bump it a little bit too hard, then you're gonna just snap it right off and knock it over. So that's one modification I wish they would do here. But anyway, we are loading. Nobody was here. I don't know if anybody's gonna come in while we're here, but we got the place all to ourselves right now, and I think I told you we've got 2 of them, 2 from here down to Fogelsville, and then of course then we gotta swap out the tank for a van, run that up to Hazelton, and drop and hook up there, and then bring it back, and then that'll be our day. We don't have another water load after the van. So all right, so by now you know the catchphrase, loaded and rolling. Nobody came in here while we were loading, so we had the place all to ourselves. I don't know who's running out of this well today, if anybody besides me. So it was nice and peaceful, although it's nice when somebody comes in here too and I get to talk with them. I mean, they got to wait until I'm done, or vice versa when I have to wait for somebody else to get done, but it's nice to catch up with the drivers and BS with them a little bit, but no such luck today, which is okay too, either way. But we're getting ready to roll on out of here. Head down with this first one. Don't know what it's going to be like down there. As always, I talked to one of our drivers on the way to work this morning, and as of that point in time, the plant was running well. So we'll see if that holds or if we backed off into a one-at-a-time situation. So. All right, so it looks like there's some blue skies down there to our south. I don't know how far south. They're probably still going to be under this cloud deck down there at the Fogelsville plant. But today is supposed to be an overcast day, maybe some peaks of sun here and there, but later on this afternoon, showers and possibly a thunderstorm. But they're saying the bulk of that should come in after 3 p.m. And depending on how the day goes, we may be done between 3 and 4 p.m. So I don't know if we'll see any of that heavier rain while we're actually working, or whether we see it on our way home from work or actually at the house. But there is a threat of some rain this afternoon with a cold front passage, and today's supposed to be in the mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow's supposed to be back down to 50s again, which is way below normal for this time of year. And then Friday back up in the mid 60s, and then the heat dome comes and we start finally getting into some late spring and summer-like weather starting on Saturday. It's gonna be about 78 on Saturday, 82 or 83 on Sunday, and then I think 88 Monday, 90 Tuesday as the forecast stands right now. And this guy just really messed me up, because not only did he come out and have me slow down, but he didn't really get going. I kind of like to work on getting a run for this hill. If I can hit it at the speed limit at the bottom, I can maintain about 45 up at the top. But if somebody slows me down, then I'm going to be under 40, maybe 35 up at the top. I mean, these hills are short, but they're just steep enough that they yank it down pretty quick, enough that I need to put the four-ways on now, because I couldn't get that run that I wanted to get. See, here we go, 39, 38, we just downshifted, 35, yep, 35. I have it pretty much figured out that if I can hit that at somewhere between 55 and 60 at the bottom, I can top it at 45. But if somebody slows me down, then I'm going to top it at 35. Well, as you can see, there are 4 trucks on the pad. Unloading is one at a time. I got here before this white Peterbilt that I'm parked next to, so I'll be next to go on the pad. But it went from being good when I talked to the driver this morning to now being one at a time. And since I'm next to go on the pad, I may as well just wait to unload this and go up and get my next one. And if I come down here and it's still the same thing, then I'll maybe drop the loaded tank and then run the van up to Hazleton, and then come back, hook back up to the tank, and then try to deliver it after I run the van load. But we're gonna deliver this one and then go up and get the second one before we do the van, because I don't even know if the van is ready. As you know, in the last video, I got here and the van wasn't ready. So I mean, I got time. I could walk down there and see if there's a seal on it. If there's a seal on it, then it's ready to go. So I don't know, but whatever. We're just gonna run the 2 waters first. Like I said, if it's still one at a time or worse, when I get back with that second load of water, then I may take the van and then deliver the water load after I come back with the empty van. So we will see how it plays out. All right, so it's 12:18. So 2 hours and 5 minutes we sat here until we were able to start our pump up. So things changed a little bit. We are going to grab the van now and do it as our second load, take that up to Hazleton, come back, and then we'll see what it's going to be like when we get back from that. Right now there's 4 on the pad, and there is 4 off to the side waiting to get on the pad. So who knows if they'll even be gone by the time I get back with the van. So I don't know what the rest of the day is going to bring, if we're going to have enough time to do that second load of water or not, because it takes 4 hours to do that turn. Till I get out of here, it's going to be almost 1 o'clock. I'll get back here at 5 o'clock, and if there's trucks waiting to unload, then I may not get back if I run another load of water down here before my night shift partner comes on duty. So we'll see how it goes, but anyway, been a long wait this morning. All right, so we're finally hooked up to the van. We pre-tripped it, wrote the seal number down. All we got to do now is go out the back gate, print out our paperwork, and head on up to Hazelton. It is 12:45, so until we print the paperwork out, get out of here, it's gonna be 1 o'clock. And like I said, almost 4 hours to do the turn, so we probably won't get back here till 5 o'clock tonight, but we're just about ready to roll on out of here. We got the van. It took 2.5 hours to unload that water, so quite a bit of a delay today. All right, so we are in Tamaqua here. We're on Muck Chunk Street, a little diagonal street that takes us off of the main drag and over to the other one, because the northbound and southbound 309s split apart through town. So traffic wasn't bad getting into town, but traffic now in town is a little bit tight. Like I said, it's Auction Wednesday up there in hometown, so a little bit of extra traffic in here. It could be worse. It's not that bad, but it could be worse, but it's bad enough. So, but I would have talked to you a little bit earlier, but I got a phone call from one of our former drivers. In fact, it was the driver that used to drive this truck before I did. He retired and he saw me, so he gave me a buzz, and then the wife called me on her lunch break, so I couldn't talk to you right coming into town like I was going to, but I told you I was going to show you Tamaqua, and well, here we are. Haven't filmed anything in here for a little while, but we got behind his Landstar truck, so he's kind of blocking our view a little bit, but not that there's the greatest of views in this town, but it'd be better if I was behind a car. But this light turned red. It's a shorty, but it just turned red because that car was there. It'll probably, it's gonna turn right about now. Oh, that got Mr. Landstar out in front of us a little bit, so now you can actually see what's in front of us. So, well, we're gonna come out the end of town here on the northern side, and then we're gonna chug a lug up the hill to hometown. Just waved to my mailman, or my mail lady as it were, and she knows what truck I drive, and she saw me, so she waved, so I waved back. She's a nice girl. She used to actually be our neighbor before she got a job with the post office. She was our neighbor, so kind of cool that we have a mail carrier that we are friends with. So she still brings the bills. I told her one time, I said, hey, don't bring us any bills. But she still brings them. But anyway, yeah, she's a nice girl. Nice girl, we like her. Alright, so I'm gonna go around this bend and chug a lug up the hill. I don't show you this all that often, so I may as well talk to you a little bit as we go up. Not the worst hill, and it's actually pretty smooth because they had fixed this one a few years ago. But it'll chew us up a little bit up the top. Not so bad down here yet. It's not that steep of a grade. We'll lose a few miles an hour, and then it'll actually level off just a little bit. We'll pick a few back up. And then we'll get to the main toll, which is just past this Sites Brothers pest control building. This is where the hill gets a little steeper and where I'm going to lose it. And the only hope is to get the light green up here. It's nice when I come up this hill and actually get the light green, but that only happens about 50% of the time. Look at this guy. Well, I thought he was just going to keep on coming out. Let's see what we got up here. Mr. Landstar's still kind of hammering on it, so I don't know. Yeah, it's green at the moment, but until we get there, it might flip. Let us find out before we go. When we get close enough, I'm not going to back out of it. Oh, there we go. We held it. All right, so we were on the positive 50% that time. So this is hometown. Bottom of the hill is Tamaqua. This is hometown. So that was pretty cool that we got that light green. Like I said, about 50% of the time we get it green, 50% of the time we get it red. But anyway, keeping on keeping on. We're about 2/3 of the way to Hazleton, so I guess we'll talk to you when we get up there and see what we got, if we got to wait in line or if we can get right up to the call boxes. All right, so we are here and we checked in already and we have been assigned to door 115, and it is crazy windy up here. The guy next to me was trying to check in, and the way the wind was hitting the speaker, I guess the guy on the other end couldn't understand much of what he was saying. Because it is typical of Hazleton. It is just a wind tunnel up here, and with this storm coming in, it's just crazy windy up here. I mean, crazy windy. I'm gonna probably struggle to open these doors up when I go to swing them around to push them up against the side of the trailer. I'm probably going to struggle unless there's no trailers next to me up here and I have room to open them up in the dock itself, but I kind of doubt it. They're just not wide enough. You need to have empty space next to you to open the doors. So we're probably going to have to do it out here before we try to put it in the dock. And while we're driving up here, I'm just watching that row of trailers to see if my empty isn't on this side of the building. It's supposed to be on the other side, but sometimes they drop it over here, but I didn't see it. So let's see what door 115 is going to be like. If there isn't anybody on either side of me, I'll be able to back it in and then open the doors. JB Hunt's in 116, so I'm gonna have to open them out here and then put it in. All right, let's see how we do here. Pretty quiet here today, no trucks or anything, so nobody gonna be in our way. Doesn't mean we're gonna get it in there in one shot, but at least we don't have anybody breathing down our necks or anything tight to work with. This is pretty easy today. I mean, not that I have any kind of trouble, but it's a pretty easy one today. Let's see how we do. It'd be nice to do it in one shot. But you really got to be perfect in these lines because, like I told you guys, they unload them with automatic forklifts. So you got to be kind of perfect and perfectly centered and perfectly squared, or the forklift won't go in the trailer. So, but that wasn't bad. All we had to do is one pull up, and now we should be able to push it right on back and in. Well, that's about as perfect as it gets. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now I just try to bump the dock, not hit it hard. There we are. Set the trailer brakes, give it a little bit of a push. There we go. All right, we're gonna drop this thing and then we're gonna go get our paperwork signed. So it's kind of messed up. You can see I am perfectly in my space, perfectly on line, but I need to move it 4 inches toward the driver's side because it is certainly off too far to the right inside. I looked in that dock and it needs to come over 4 inches. That's crazy. That line is not painted in the right spot. All right, so we found our empty. That's dropped. We moved it over to 4 inches that they needed it moved over, we found the empty. We pre-tripped it. We're just hiding from the wind right now and the rain while we talk to you for a little bit. That perfectly centered in that dock, perfect on both sides of the trailer. My tires were right on the edge of the lines. Everything looked perfect. She walked me down to the dock and you could see that it was off to the right a good 4 or 5 inches, and they wouldn't be able to get the dock plate in there. So somebody messed up when they were measuring and painted the lines outside the trailer line guidelines, and so you have to be on the white line on the driver's side in order to be centered in the dock. So, but that's taken care of. And we're just taking a quick 5-minute break here. We're gonna head down there. We should get down there between 4 and 4:30, so we'll have to see what it looks like when we get down there. If there's like 4 tankers on the pad and 4 or 5 waiting off to the side, then we know we're gonna sit down there about 3 hours after we go up and get the water. And we may not get back in time for a night shift partner if we do that. So we'll see what it looks like when we get down there. Hopefully it's good and we can get that second load of water, because I don't like dropping loads if I don't have to, but sometimes in order to get the truck back for the night shift partner, you have to do that. So, but we'll let you know when we get down there. All right, so we're taking our super secret shortcut to get out of here. Not that it's actually a secret, but ever since I found out that this road goes all the way through, when I don't have to go up to the Hazelton well when I'm done with my day, or when I have the van going back down to Allentown, then I use this instead of 924, because all I have is a couple of stop signs, actually 1 stop sign and 2 traffic lights, and really no traffic, so it works pretty good. Especially now, it's 2:45. When traffic start picking up out there, some of these places start letting out. And sometimes the lights don't work in your favor and you get every single one red coming out to the interstate. So this ends up being a little bit quicker. One thing you have to do is slow down for this set of bumpy tracks. The other ones aren't that bumpy. These are a little bit bumpy. But yeah, I pretty much, ever since that first day when I showed this to you, I've been doing it every day when I'm done up here with whatever I'm doing. I just come out this way instead of going out 924, and it works really nice. Alright, so we're on the other side of the Blue Mountain down here, New Tripoli, about to get on Route 100, and just had to wait for that car to go, so now we can go. A bit of traffic already starting to build coming up out of the Lehigh Valley. It's 3:40 p.m. So we actually did better than I kind of thought we would, but that's because Tamaqua traffic going up was not that bad, and we did not have to wait up in Hazelton to get up to the call box. There are times where it takes 45 minutes to get up to that call box up there because the traffic is wrapped around a couple corners and almost out to where service tire is. And of course, when it's windy or rainy, they can't hear you right, and it just takes a lot of extra time. But we were able to get in there pretty quick. The only thing that held us up a little bit, we'd be in better shape if we didn't have to hook back up to the trailer and move it over a few inches, because I'd already dropped it and parked over by the Job Johnny and walked in to get my paperwork signed, and they asked if I could hook it back up and move it over, so of course I did, and so that took about an extra 10 minutes to do that. But so we're not doing as bad as I thought we were going to do, but I don't know what it's going to be like down there. if it's still going to be messed up or if things got straightened up a little bit. So we will see when we get there. Alright, so we're back down here under the tanker. Just did a quick walk around, make sure the lights work and the tires still have air in them. And so the van here is dropped and we're back under the tank. And we're going to be able to go up and get another load because there's only 2 trucks here and it looked like the lights are actually on. So unless there's another big wave of trucks coming down here and I end up getting shafted, we shouldn't have a problem getting that second water load we were supposed to do earlier. So we're going to get out of here in a few minutes, head up to the Red Barn and get another one, bring it down here. Alright, so we are back at the Red Barn. And I don't know, there should not be anybody in here. I saw one of the drivers going down the hill when I was coming up, so there shouldn't be anybody in here and it'd be in our way, but you never know. We will see here in a moment. Ditch this seatbelt. Nope, nobody's here. Nobody's here. Just like this morning, nobody's here. So we'll be able to back right on and hook up and get ourselves loaded and get down there. And we'll talk to you more once we start loading and get our paperwork done and all that stuff. Alright, so we're here loading up this last one. We had scheduled 2 loads of water and then the van, but we put the van in the middle between the 2 loads of water. So we're up here loading up this second and last one. And as you can see, the sun came out. The sky's cleared off. Over my shoulder there, you got them dark clouds, but if I spin around, you can see over the tank, the nice clear blue skies and the sun came out. So I guess maybe that cold front pushed through and it's gonna clear off. And tomorrow gonna be a little chillier. It's only gonna be in the upper 50s, but then it warms up, and by next week we're gonna be summer-like. It'll be shorts weather. Lows are like 65 and highs pushing 90 next week. So finally, my kind of weather is coming. Not that this is terrible, 65, 70, and some sunshine isn't bad at all. But I do like the 80s and the 90s. That's where I thrive in true summer. So, but anyway. We're loading this one up. We're gonna go back inside, watch the meter, shut her down when she's ready to be shut down, button her up, and head down and deliver this last one. Alright, so when I got here, the pad was full, but when I went and did the flip to park over by the pond, one of them left, so I was able to get on the pad. So I'm here. I didn't get out and unhook yet. Figured I'd talk to you real quick. So it may be one at a time again. So I may be stuck down here. When I came back with the van, it looked like everything was good and flowing well, and now I came down here and it might not be. So won't be able to talk to you out there, but I'll keep you updated. All right, so another almost 2 hours. We got here at 5:45, and we're leaving here right now at 7:30. So hour and a half, hour and 3/4. Waiting on this one. So when I brought the van back, everything was good. So it was bad on my first load, it was bad on my second load, but when I brought the van back, those guys were all unloading the way they should. So I don't know what had happened, but 2.5 hours on the first load and 1 3/4 on the second load. So almost 4 hours wasted sitting here waiting to unload. Now, I've told you in the past it is what it is, but yeah, it was a bit much today. So we're gonna get back, and I'm not even gonna fuel tonight. I already talked to my night shift partner. There's gonna be 3/4 of a tank in here. She's only gonna use 1/4 on the runs that she has tonight. So I'm not gonna fuel. I'm gonna run it right back in the yard. It's 7:29 now. I'm gonna get back there probably about between 8 and 8:15, and she comes in at 8:30, so she can pre-trip and get going. So we're cutting it real close. Oh, but we're finally done and out of there. So, well, at any rate, at 7:30, the traffic should be a lot lighter now. It's well past rush hour. And that cold front did not come through yet. I just looked at radar and there is some big boomers out to the west of us. I feel bad for my night shift partner because she's gonna probably get them on her first or second load, but they're still west of us, but they're moving this way. So this is like a little break in between this morning's overcast and the actual cold front that's coming in with a line of storms, and it looks pretty potent. So, but anyway, we're making our way out of here, and we will talk to you a little bit more on the way up before we park this thing. All right, so we're up here in the New Tripoli area. We're coming up to the traffic light here by Northwestern Lehigh High School and the convenience store here. And you can see that the skies are starting to get a threatening look to them, so those storms must be moving a little bit closer. I think we're going to get parked before they get in here, but I don't think our night shift partner is going to be so lucky. I feel bad for her because she's going to come out. She might get the truck loaded, but either on the way down there or while she's unloading, I think she's going to get hit by those storms. And they look like they're pretty potent, if not for lightning and thunder, but for a lot of heavy rain, because there was a lot of oranges and reds and even some like pinks and purples in there, and the darker the color and into the pinks, that's the heaviest of the rains. And so it's coming. It's probably out there somewhere along the Susquehanna River, Harrisburg, up to Sunbury, Sealands Grove, and that stuff. But the skies are getting threatening. The clear skies that we had earlier, which was just like a break or a lull in between this morning's overcast and sprinkles and what's coming later, is over, and you can see that the threatening clouds are starting to move in. So I looked at radar before I left the plant. That's how I know it was out there, probably just maybe a little bit east of the Susquehanna River. So probably within an hour or so, they're going to be here. And like I said, I'll have the truck parked. I'll be either in my car going home or actually home when they let loose. But she's going to be out there somewhere on her first load. It's a shame. She's going to be the one to get wet, but that's just how the timing of the system is playing out. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But it is 7:49. I still got to go up over to Blue Mountain. I'm not going to get fuel. We talked that over. I might have told you that when we were leaving the plant. She won't need fuel. And most nights she don't need fuel. One of us could actually fuel this truck every day, or we could alternate weeks, and we would have enough for 2 shifts. But we just top it off for each other every night, and then there's not a problem. But being as I'm coming in late, she will have enough fuel to do her shift. She told me herself, she says, don't bother fueling it, just bring her on in. So I'll bring her in, I'll put some DEF in it, and then she can run her shift, and then she'll fuel it at the end of her shift tomorrow morning, and we'll be good to go. So anyway, yeah, this is the latest I've been out in a while, going on 8 o'clock. Usually I'm home by 6. So this was a long one, but like I said, it wouldn't have been. I probably would have been done by about 5 o'clock if I wouldn't have had to sit down there and wait. But it is what it is. It's how it works in trucking. Sometimes everything goes the right way, and sometimes everything goes the wrong way, and you just got to roll with the punches. So, but anyway, I guess I'll talk to. I'm getting tongue-tied now. We'll talk to you a little bit more when we get back to the yard and close this video out. Alright, so we're back here at the shop, and I handed the truck off to her. She was here already. She starts between 8 and 8:30, and so I handed the truck off to her, so I didn't do my closing segment in the truck. I figured I'd do it here in the shop, but we got back just in time for her. So 11.5-hour day today to do 2 water loads and the van load. But like I told you before, these things happen, and it is what it is. I don't get upset about it, but it is definitely one of the longer days. I haven't had a close to 12-hour day in a few months, so I was due for one. I told you on Friday I was due for one. Well, I got one, so. But anyway, we're gonna close everything up and finish this video out right here, and then we'll talk to you in the next one when we do one. Sorry for the air compressor.